Well, time to review the room. It's about 90% done. So, you can see it's all lit up properly. Everything's been put in its place how I mostly want it. It's been a lot of rearranging to do, but it is looking, I would say, very good in this room. It's a much larger room, so there's more space to breathe. You can see there's just a bunch of empty space here in the middle for us to walk around. Technically, I could set up something here like a couch or some kind of divider in the middle if I really wanted to, so you can walk around the room. But I think this open feel for the room really gives the space a lot of room to breathe and let you walk around comfortably wherever you want. So let's go ahead and start off from the corner, this corner here. So as you can see, I put my Link's Awakening GameStop 48 by 36 sign here, I believe is what it is. I put my standee for the Mario Odyssey there right next to the door. I have my subwoofer, my router, and my security system installed there. As you can see, I have my Nintendo DS sign up above, my world-class service sign up there, a lot of my boxes there for different types of games. Zelda, there's usually something different on each side of them, but I just left them like that. My open box amiibos, my Super Mario Brothers Lego starter pack there. I haven't changed much of this. It's pretty much how I left it before. I put my Yarn Yoshis there, the entire collection of open box. Kind of kept all of this a little bit on the open. Some projects that I'm working on. I put my Mario Kart carts on each side there. I've changed the sign here to be the 35th anniversary sign. I was able to find one of these. It's still intact. None of this has really changed. Much less stuff in here because I just have much more. My sound system, all of my games in the boxes, and some controllers. So there's much less going on in there because of the fact that I've had more space and room to put everything how I want. And then you go down here, I have my Nintendo 3DS kiosk. It's been completed. As far as you can see, I made some custom signs there, but I might change them again. Here's the original. It has the bracket and everything there. I might just add the stylus later on down the road, but for right now, this is good as is. Yeah, I'll probably have to add the stylus later on, but that'll be fine. I put my Walmart magazine rack here with a bunch of different magazines stacked. I have a bunch of my other stuff that I used, like my soldering equipment, all that back there, hidden behind that. I have my Game Boy kiosk there with the multi-cart, so I can select any game I want to play. The 22-in-1, but it has a lot of the Pokemon games that I want to play. And then I have another storage here full of like wires and stuff for my games. I just put this Nintendo shelf standee there just to kind of cover it up a little bit. And then I put my Amiibo kiosk here. I kind of had to come up with a way to stick it here, so I bolted it onto this. And then to prevent it from flexing and moving, I just grabbed some speaker wire and wrapped it around there once to make sure it doesn't tip over. But it's holding really well there. You can't really notice it. It looks very good as is, so don't have to worry about that. There's my Nintendo 64 kiosk, still in great condition. Moving all this stuff was very difficult, but I managed to get it done. I put a little Mario figure there, kind of my own custom artwork for it there. Down here, I'm just figuring some stuff out still here, there. Yep, I got a little guy here today helping me out. My 35th anniversary sign has been put there with my Kirby standees, and then the cereal box with a Luigi hanging out there. And so I recently acquired this Target variant Switch kiosk, which is another tabletop. So there's only two tabletops. There's the Walmart variant with the custom cabinet, And then there is the Target variant, which has the full standing translight on it. Yeah, full standing translight on it, and it has this, instead of this red back being flush with the TV, it goes all the way up here to the top. I bought it. It only came with the shell. It didn't have with any translights, any brackets down here, and no TV, of course. So unfortunately, I had to. Actually, I found a TV for cheap for $100, Samsung, smart 1080p TV. And then right now, I'll have to get a. Let's see if I can. Well, that's gonna be loud. But regardless, I'll have to get a new Pi for this. So I had the GameStop variant, full standing version, but I traded that in for a guy that I met for a Play Choice 10 that I'll be getting here in hopefully a month or so. My GameStop kiosk has already left, but I already knew I was going to get another kiosk, Nintendo Switch kiosk. So I've preferred to go the tabletop route for the Nintendo Switch. And so I recently got a Bose kiosk display. Let me see if I can turn this down. This thing is pretty loud and I can't control the volume. So you want to control this. You turn the key. Opens. Now this knob usually turns to turn it down, but I can't do that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it off there. And we don't have a sound right now, so that's just to prevent the noise. But regardless, if you can see here, this used to be from a Bose 4-foot display case, and I'll cover the top half of it. But I'll put the Target variant Switch kiosk on top of it, and so this gave me room to put all of my consoles there that I've been playing or that I want to play without the cords. I put the cords up different place. I put a lot of my Nintendo Switch box special editions down here and some other stuff in there. So I like how this turned out. It turns out much better. I love the GameStop full-size Nintendo Switch, but it only has a 32-inch TV and you can't put much of anything on it. And so this is, the 40-inch TV. It's 4 foot wide, and you can put, you can sit it on top of a display case. And so this black Bose display case just matched perfectly with the Nintendo Switch kiosk for Target. So I think that came out great. And then I still have my Smash Bros. Sign, my Yoshi's Island there. And then I also did an update to my Wii U kiosk. As you can see there, it's still the same, but I've added the white topper. So recently I met a guy that was selling this black topper. It had everything, the back bracket that went to it and the wire that went down to the power supply down there. Just basically you just had to pop it on your on your Wii U kiosk and you're good to go. Well, I already had the white topper. So what I decided to do was I took off the black topper when I bought it, put the white topper in, took this bezel apart, took the TV off, wired that wire down through the back down here, down all the way to the power supply. And I can show you here the power supply. Let's see if I can show you the power supply. So it has a very large Lynx power supply here where you hook up all your LEDs and fans. Well, there's 3 slots available even with all the stuff that's wired in. So I used one of the slots for the new logo and the other 2 slots to light up the inside of the cabinet here with LEDs. So now I have the inside lighted up with LEDs as well as the extra Wii U sign. So let me put this back in here. So I can do one hand. I'm almost there. Oh, come on. There we go. Pop it back in. And so you can see that box is where I had my white header in there. And so lock it back up here. And so there you go. Now I have the white and the black header showing on the kiosk to show what was on the kiosk at one point. So I like that. And then I put my Super Mario 3D World standee there. The game's just about to come out. So that's pretty cool to have that kind of there right next to the Wii U. And then I have my 3DS standee there, but I have it on the side for Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I think both of these are double-sided, so let me show you the back of this one. The Mario Odyssey one is not double-sided, but I'll show you the double side for this one if I haven't already. So it has a bunch of 3DS games there on the back of it too, if I want to show that. And then this one I think has the Mario Party 100 Top 100. So you can see there. So I can turn them around whatever I want. And then of course I put my Gottlieb Street Fighter 2 pinball machine here. I put the Vans Nintendo header, a little top on there. I can probably show better pictures of it. It's actually in pretty decent shape for the age. I just recently waxed down the playfield to make it look a little bit shiny. There's wear on the playfield, as I've covered in the video before, but I mean, it looks great. I love this machine for sure. Me and everybody in the family will love to play this a lot, but you can see there, pretty cool, pretty clean. I love that I put it here in this spot, so I have my pinball here together in this game room now. I also got curtains for the windows, which are Mario themed curtains that I found at Walmart for like 15 bucks. And then let's go ahead and cover the actual display cabinets. So the top is less crowded now. You still have to talk about World of Nintendo stuff that I made. I still have the TV in the middle. There's less stuff there at the top. I decided to do away with a lot of these hanging tabs because it was just overcrowding, and I wanted you to be able to read where it says Nintendo and 35th anniversary and stuff. I figured it looked more open and looked nicer overall. This hasn't really changed. It has all of my controllers and some consoles and some of my disc sets and Club Nintendo stuff. So I just kind of kept that the way it is. I did shuffle this thing around. No longer do I have the Amiibo kiosk in here. But I have some of my statues there, all of my Nintendo Power collection there. I have Batman guarding it. I'm still waiting for my graded Pokemon cards that I sent last September. The guy that I'm going through here fortunately said that I talked to him in January. He's like, I'm still waiting for my June shipment. So what normally would have taken me 3 months to get, now it's probably going to take me 6 to 7 months. So maybe I'll get my graded cards down the road and I'll do a video on that. In the process I dealing with the graded card situation. I put my 3DS faceplates right down there. And then the extra Wii U black topper that I got when I bought the sign, I repurposed. So as you can see there, this is the top half of that Bose display that I was telling you about, this 4-foot Bose. You see the Bose speakers there. I took out the display speakers that were in there and put Nintendo 3DS games and DS games for Pokemon and stuff in there. And then in the acrylic covers, I put Zelda and Super Mario vintage cards that I have. And I'm starting going to do more to it. I'm going to put like some magnetic signs here to kind of theme it out a little bit more. But yeah, this sign... So I had some spare parts laying around, and I had this backlight, and so I basically had a backlight that was a little bit wider than this, but I cut it to size, resoldered the LEDs, and I put the backlight with it, and then I cut the metal bracket that was on the back, and then I put it all together with Velcro and double-sided tape, and I used magnets to stick it onto this so it's not permanent. The magnet just come right off. So, and I hid the Bose logo on there. But I think it came out pretty nice now. So it's kind of more gaming themed now. And I love that it has LEDs on the bottom and on the top, both sides, up and bottom over the inside there. So it really makes it pop. My next project probably will be, you can remove these 2 screws on each corner there and you can pop this open. And pretty interesting is, here's the power supply. Oh, well, here's the brains of this entire thing. Here's the SD card that went in here, and it basically tells these speakers what to play, music and all that, and the demo software. But it actually comes with the Lynx power supply that Nintendo uses in their displays as well. So now I have spare parts. Now I have a spare Lynx adapter that I could use on my Nintendo's kiosk if I so choose. This is the reset button there to turn off and turn everything on. See? So you can turn off everything on. I've removed the SD card because then this thing starts playing a bunch of music pretty loud off everything. You see there, press the button and it plays music. Unfortunately, these I cannot use as retail. They only work with this kiosk. I take them off, they don't do anything. You hit the button and it won't do anything. I put them on a power supply and they will not work as retail. I can't hook them up via Bluetooth or anything like that. I don't know what's going on with that, but regardless, I think it's a cool piece to convert for gaming usage. And then let's go on over here. You can see I have my Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary logo there. I've kind of reorganized a little bit of things here and there. I have my Pokemon card collection as well, which has been growing. I have a lot of my 3DS, DS, Game Boy Color, all in box up here in this section, the handheld section. My GameCube, Wii U stuff in here. So I don't have a big collection. I just have my heavy hitters or stuff that I really like. My Pokemon trading card game sign that I lit up now. All of my binders with Pokemon stuff. All of my box stuff with Pokemon. And a bunch of I recently went to Walmart and got a bunch of games from Wii U era and 3DS for like cheap on clearance. I just threw them all in there. Save them for later. And then we go here. I put some of my boxes and stuff, some figures. I still have my Wii kiosk and my GameCube kiosk, of course, running demo firmware. There's a demo of the Skyward, and then the demo disc running the demo firmware for different games for the GameCube. My lighted PlayStation 2, Xbox 360 sign, Mario Maker 2 here on the side, as well as my Wind Waker and Tropical Freeze double sign here. So I've kind of gone the really big artwork route with posters and stuff. I kind of went away from the smaller just because I think this big stuff covers a lot of space, but you can see a lot of the artwork. It looks really nice. You can see all of my figurines up top if I haven't covered them yet. Amiibos, Hot Wheels, figures. I put them all up there with thumbtacks. I think that looks cool. There's my GameStop DS display case with all my handhelds still sitting there. And then my Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors banner that I put up there. It's pretty big. I still got more room to work with here. I'm waiting for my Play Choice 10, so I'll figure out what I'll do with all this. This is how I have it set up for now. And last but not least, I'll cover the Pokemon Snap Kiosk, which I just recently got. The TV is blurry, unfortunately. The small text is very hard to read on this thing. I've sent it to get repaired at 2 different places, but they weren't really able to do much with it. So I'll probably have to find another TV. Even though I'm going to keep the original because, everybody wants to keep this stuff as original as possible. This kiosk was a little bit of a hassle to deal with. The person who owned this before me, it didn't go as planned. I had to create my own little bezel here for the TV because the guy took it off and put it on another one of his kiosks. So I made one out of styrofoam board or foam board, and then I covered it with electrical tape to kind of give it the shiny look. And I think it came out pretty nice. It kind of covers the TV for the right dimensions. And then I had to put kind of like this light diffuser in here to hide the fact that there's a PCB right there. And the artwork is not the best. It's very faded on both sides, you can tell. And it had the Pokemon Stadium stickers on the front, as you can see here on the side. But I did something pretty dangerous. I removed the Pokemon Stadium stickers that covered this section, and you can see there's 2 stickers, one here and one here. Here's that little line right there in the middle. So what I did was I got a blow dryer and I got a little credit card and started slowly pushing it out. In the process, I had to destroy the sticker on the front. There was no way to save that sticker. Like as soon as you started pulling on it, all of this artwork and stuff started crumbling and peeling apart because it had already been so, faded and destroyed. But with enough patience, I got it all out. Tons of of residue of goo and adhesive. It was a nightmare. Trust me, I will never do this again, but it was very difficult to get off. But once I got it all off, I got the credit card and Goo Gone and started scraping all of the gunk that was stuck on this artwork. And then once I cleaned it all off, then I got Novus plastic cleaner and polished the heck out of all of this to get it to look this shiny again. But you can still see that there's leftover art from the other stickers, like some of this ink, I guess, fused on top of this layer, and you can see a little bit of the ink from the other stickers. There's certain sections here, like I think here you can probably see it. You can see it says Stadium on Snap, very lightly and faintly. You can see Pokemon Stadium. You can see the text bubble here that doesn't exist. The number 2's in a different spot. Charizard and Blastoise, you can see a little bit. There's Blastoise there, and Charizard you can't really see, but you can tell that they were there. But when you step away, you can't really tell that it's there. It's just shiny. It looks really good. The light reflects really well. But as you can see, it's out of ink, unfortunately, which is something that the seller failed to mention or didn't want to disclose. But regardless, you know, that'll be my problem, finding ink for this thing, which is difficult. It doesn't come with the not for resale carts for the kiosk, unfortunately. So that's another big bummer. That was really unfortunate when I made this purchase. You know, they failed to realize or notify me that that wasn't the deal. It does come with paper and an extra set of new paper, but no extra set of ink cassette, unfortunately. So I got some spare games here. Well, it's just Pokemon Stadium. The guy gave me a Pokemon Stadium, but it wasn't the not for resale one, which you need the not for resale ones to make this printer do its job how they intended. The not for resale carts for Pokemon Snap and Stadium that went with this kiosk had this functionality to where you could print from the machine without having to manually get into this printer and do it manually. But one cool thing I did find is when I took this thing apart, here's where the ink cassette goes. So if you see there, if you scroll near the end of the tape of this, they actually imprinted the Pokemon Snap home screen menu, which I think is pretty cool, which no one's ever probably disclosed or thought of. I haven't seen any videos, but that's pretty cool. But these are the ink cassettes. It says adhesive there. I couldn't find any part numbers for this. I've searched online for the for a replacement and no luck. But the way it works is the audio cable from the 64 connects here, which then in turn comes out. The output comes out there, which goes to the TV, and that's how you see the text from the printer on top of the TV and the game. This board controls the credit system, which we don't have any credits, and it's blinking because there's no ink. And this is the card receiver here to control you getting credits, but unfortunately I don't have any credits. Now, I don't know what this PC card means, you know. Unfortunately, this is before my time, but apparently these were some printers that were used back in the day, and there's an NT300. I haven't found any more NT300s, unfortunately. I found one that looks similar to this, but it's not the NT300. I've looked at the stickers on the back of the printer, and they have Nintendo all over them, so it must be some kind of proprietary thing they got going on. Now, the controller hub here, this controller hub here, here's the controller. It runs up, so there's a controller here. It runs up here and actually connects into this board and all this stuff here, and then it goes into the computer module. I mean, it goes into the printer. Who knows how they did all that? I'm nowhere near knowing anything about this. This is all new, very proprietary stuff for me. I mean, it even has a dual slot here at the bottom. the kiosk game would go down here, and then your game would go up here, and then that's how you would get to print out your pictures and stuff. I do have some pictures printed out, which the guy did give to me. Let's see if I can cover that. So here are some pictures, you know. So that's how it's supposed to look like, which you've seen probably pictures of. And then, of course, these are the cards that went with that. I have all 5 of them. It's Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, and Pikachu. So I have all of them here, just kind of sitting together. It's pretty cool, you know. The Pokemon Snap for the new generation of kids is coming out, and so it'd be cool to kind of own this. So these are the boxes that Blockbuster would get to refill the Snap Kiosk. Kind of tell you here everything about them. Here's a part number. Cheap paper fits, model NT300 printer only. That's the part number there, 40079. Good luck finding that. All this stuff is very difficult to find, but regardless, I have the kiosk now in my possession. Many people find this kiosk to be kind of like a holy grail for them, so I'm glad that, you know, this is not really a holy grail for me per se, but it you know, I was going for I really wanted to get it because of the fact that it's one of the Nintendo full-size kiosks. So it is definitely one of the lighter kiosks, smaller, compact, easier to display. These aren't that heavy, honestly. I put it on a little dolly and rolled it in here pretty easily. The base is pretty rusted on the underside, so I had to put cardboard just to make sure I didn't stain the carpet. But that's the game room, guys. This is a really awesome game room that I've made again. You know, I went from a small room to a large room. I kind of wanted to show you how I did this game room. I think it came out really nice. And I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing left is to fit a Play Choice 10 in here, which I think I got room to work with on this corner here to make it happen. So the next video will be kind of covering the Play Choice 10 and how I fit it in here once I receive it, which will be a while from now. But regardless, everybody stay safe out there. We're gonna have some crazy weather here pretty soon, so I'll be bunkering in, staying home, and chilling. Have a good one.